During a closely guarded secret family dinner at Clarence House, the future of the British monarchy was plunged into chaos. In a moment of unprecedented drama, Prince William, the Prince of Wales, reportedly collapsed after being presented with a concealed royal document, signed by the late Queen Elizabeth II and delivered by the hand of his own aunt, Princess Anne. The contents of that letter, a secret harbored since the Queen's final days, are said to be so explosive they threaten to undermine the very foundations of the House of Windsor and rewrite the line of succession forever. This is Royal Herald, and today we deliver a special report on the secret Windsor letter, the Queen's hidden son, and the succession crisis that has pushed the monarchy to the brink of collapse. Before we break down this unprecedented royal crisis, we ask for a moment of your time. To support our mission of delivering these in-depth reports, please subscribe to Royal Herald, give this video a thumbs up, and activate the notification bell. Your engagement allows us to continue our work. The atmosphere inside Clarence House on that fateful evening was described by insiders as strangely oppressive. King Charles remained composed, but a visible tension marked his features. It was Princess Anne, however, whose steadfast and pale demeanor signaled that this was no ordinary gathering. In a move described as both premeditated and shocking, she retrieved a single sealed parchment packet from her handbag and placed it deliberately on the table before her nephew. A complete hush fell over the room. Witnesses say that upon breaking the seal and reading the first few lines, the Prince of Wales's face turned deathly pale. His breathing became shallow. He attempted to stand, stumbled backward, and then without a word, his legs gave way and he collapsed to the floor. As medical personnel were urgently summoned, the scene descended into orchestrated chaos. But this was no mere medical incident. This was a complete and utter psychological disintegration. And amidst the turmoil, two figures remained unerringly still. Princess Anne, her eyes filled with tears, did not move to help. She stood like a sentinel, having finally delivered the blow she had dreaded for months. And across the room, King Charles, his face a mask of rage and concern, ordered the doors to be shut. The most urgent question remained unanswered. What secret could possibly possess the power to physically break the heir to the throne? To understand the answer, we must go back to the quiet, dusty archives of Balmoral Castle. Weeks after the Queen's funeral, Princess Anne was overseeing the cataloguing of her mother's personal effects. There, she discovered an unlisted, unadorned wooden chest. Inside was a bundle of papers sealed with the Queen's personal sigil, and a note. For my son's eyes only. The chilling ambiguity was in the question. Which son? The papers were not memories. They were commands, disclosures, and a confession. It was the Queen, not as a sovereign, but as a mother and the guardian of a truth too dangerous to have ever been spoken aloud. As Anne read, she realized she was holding a document that could either preserve the monarchy she had served her entire life, or utterly destroy it. The first bombshell in the letter was a direct challenge to Queen Camilla's legitimacy. The Queen's letter revealed a hidden truth behind the carefully crafted narrative of her acceptance of Camilla. Publicly, the Queen had seemingly welcomed Camilla's ascension. But the letter exposed a secret, binding pact made in 2005 as a condition of Charles's marriage. Fearing for the crown's integrity after the trauma of Diana's death, the Queen had demanded that Camilla would only ever be known as Princess Consort, not Queen. Charles had agreed. But the letter detailed, with cold disappointment, how this agreement had been systematically undermined over the years, with Charles's implicit consent. In her final months, the Queen wrote that this pact had been irrevocably broken and, therefore, the sovereign had the right to withdraw her approval. It was a stunning rebuke, a moral and constitutional challenge to Camilla's crown delivered from beyond the grave. As Prince William absorbed these words, he must have felt a surge of nausea. He had unwittingly been part of the normalization of a situation his grandmother had never truly endorsed. But this was not the revelation that broke him. The truth that shattered his reality was contained in the letter's final devastating lines. It began with a phrase that contradicted the entire history of the Windsor dynasty. There is an additional son. The Queen's handwriting reportedly trembled on these words. She recounted a story from decades past, of a clandestine relationship during a time of immense personal and political turmoil. The result was a son, born in absolute secrecy, his existence erased from all records, raised completely outside the royal fold by a loyal servant of the crown. The Queen had kept a secret file, containing a birth certificate, medical records, and a single grainy photograph of a man in his late 50s, with a jawline and piercing blue eyes that were, disturbingly, not just like the Queen's, but eerily similar to William's own. And then came the second blow. The Queen revealed that Princess knew, and had been brought in years ago to avert a scandal when the man's identity was at risk of being exposed. She had orchestrated his relocation, changed his identity again, and ensured the secret remained kept. The implication shattered something deep inside William. If this man was indeed the Queen's son, born before Charles, then under the male preference primogeniture laws that governed the succession for most of the Queen's reign, his claim to the throne would, by blood, supersede that of Charles himself. William's entire life, his destiny, his every sacrifice for the crown, had been based on a lie of omission. He was not the undisputed heir. He was the heir to a carefully edited story. The letter concluded with one final, remarkable twist. It did not just reveal the truth, it weaponized it. The Queen's final directive was to Anne. She and she alone was to be the arbiter of this reality. For the first time in modern history, a princess royal was given the power of a sovereign, to reveal the truth and potentially rewrite the line of succession, or to burn the letter and let the secret die with her. In the 5 days of absolute solitude that followed his collapse, Prince William was not merely recovering. He was dismantling and reassembling his entire world. When he reemerged, he was pale but controlled. He met secretly with Princess Anne, and then in an unprecedented move, he went alone to a remote country home. There, the man from the photograph, the Queen's secret son, was waiting. The two half-brothers spoke for hours. No titles were offered. No official acknowledgments were made. But an invitation was extended to a future, secret royal gathering, away from all public scrutiny. Days later, the first consequences were felt. Queen Camilla was quietly relieved of a major ceremonial duty. No explanation was given. But inside the palace, the message was clear. A shift had occurred. A line had been drawn, not by the king, but by his heir. And now we turn to you. What does this secret letter mean for the future of the monarchy? And what should Prince William do next? Share your insights and opinions in the comments section below. Your perspectives truly enrich our discussions. And if you appreciate this in-depth royal analysis, please like this video, subscribe to our channel for more royal updates, and join us next time as we continue to explore the captivating world of the British royal family. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you again.